Browns wrapping up practice here at the Greenbrier. They will head back to Berea on Sunday where they will have their first practice at Cross Country Mortgage Campus. So Mary Kay, the long stretch here in West Virginia is over. Let's start with what happened Friday, though, and we'll start with Elijah Moore because he took a hit from Denzel Ward during team drills, and he left practice. He is being evaluated for a concussion, so just another receiver. Obviously, Jerry Jeudy is just now working his way back. It's just another receiver who could be dealing with some missed time here.
Yeah, really, really unfortunate. The last day here, and you have to lose one of your receivers to a possible concussion. He's being evaluated for that right now. We'll know more when we get back out to Berea on Sunday afternoon. But with Jerry Jeudy also nursing a sore knee, this has really been unfortunate. When they did their 2-minute drill, it just didn't look like what it's going to look like when Deshaun's out there and Elijah and Jerry. So they need to get these guys back healthy, and here's hoping that Elijah is just fine.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, DeShaun Watson not throwing today, a day of rest before an off day, and they get back to it Sunday. Kevin Stefanski said this was planned. If DeShaun would have been allowed to throw, he probably would have thrown. But again, the Browns just being smart with their starting quarterback.
Yes, you know what? This was a scheduled day of rest. I was surprised, actually, that he threw for 6 days in a row. He looked good. It looked like he had enough velocity on the ball all the way through the 6th day. Kevin Stefanski said he saw what he needed to see from DeShaun. They're following the protocols. He thinks he looks good. He feels like he's got enough heat on that long ball, and also that he will have plenty of time to get his timing down with a guy like Jerry Jeudy.
So let's take a bigger picture view here. Let's talk just a little more about Deshaun Watson and what we saw. You mentioned we saw some of that velocity, right? We saw some of that accuracy. It felt like the deep ball at this point left a little bit to be desired. So I guess if you had to use a word to sum up Deshaun Watson's first 10 days of camp here, or I guess 7 practice days of camp, what would you say?
I'm going to say he made good progress. It wasn't always consistent. We saw a few things that said he needs work on this or that, including his accuracy on the deep ball and a few other things. He was just off on a few throws here and there. But for the most part, he made really, really good progress. He showed stamina to be able to throw 6 days in a row. And he threw a lot of nice touchdown passes. There were 11 on 11 periods where he looked really good. There were 7 on 7 periods in the red zone where he threw a ton of touchdown passes. So I think all in all, it was great progress for him as he moves towards the start of the season.
And of course, just a reminder, it's okay if it's not all perfect on August 2nd. This is a work in progress. You're just trying to get to September 8th and have him ready to go, full go against the Cowboys. So again, big picture, who really stood out to you in these days at the Greenbrier?
Well, I would say that Cedric Tilman was a receiver that really stood out. He caught a nice touchdown pass the other day. So in addition to Deshaun, who I thought did a nice job, I thought Ced on the offensive side of the ball had a really nice camp. David Bell also made some progress. He caught a touchdown pass in the 2-minute drill today. DTR was somebody that I think we've all been noting has looked really good this camp. The ball's coming out really well. He's throwing some nice passes, and he is vying for that third quarterback spot with Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, I think the best throws of these days at the Greenbrier, at least that I were here, came from Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He looked really good here in this camp. I would shout out a couple of cornerbacks. First of all, the rookie 7th-rounder Miles Harden. He made some plays, so he'll be interesting to watch in the preseason. And how about Martin Emerson? You always look for guys to build momentum off of good years, and he got locked up with Amari Cooper a number of times. Those two are working a lot together here in camp, and it's just going to make Martin better. And I think Martin is off to a really good start here.
Yeah, I thought Martin and Denzel Ward really, really had nice camp. Those guys look poised and ready to roll. Of course, they're without Greg Newsome, their third corner, because he had a surgery on his hamstring. But those two guys really rocked it this whole camp.
All right, we're going to leave these mountains here behind us. We're going to head back to Ohio today and continue covering the Browns as they return to Berea on Sunday. You can find our full coverage of everything at the Greenbrier and, of course, when the Browns return at cleveland.com/Browns.